it's really not good.
Alright, buddy. Good night.
And
Love
then
you.
you got this. Nope. You got this. It's not better than mine. Again, that's nowhere near as good as mine. That's the worst roll I've ever seen on that gun. Right. You know, maybe those were busts. But our other engrams are surely not going to be like dog shit, you know? Mm, I mean, yeah, I should probably just write someone. So, let me scroll through and see. Weird, crazy. I think I know who I might raid. We'll open the engrams we got left on the tower, and then I'll send y'all over somewhere. Sorry, this isn't like a long stream.
Buddy, I love you.
Depending on how I feel tomorrow, we will see if I do another stream. Give you guys, oh boy, 2 streams back to back. It's like when I used to stream fucking every day of the week for like a long time. Until like
Good night,
friend at
Henry.
the time
Love you, bud.
said, "Hey, you probably shouldn't, you know, do that because you're fucking tiring yourself out too much." And I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing," and then tired myself out too much. And I was like, "Damn, you know what? She was kind of spitting."
Oh, what a start. Alright. Alright. While I double check everything. Yep. Yeah, let's do this real quick. Place your bets on this one because they took the time to actually put in cards.
But all of a sudden, I see a name I know very well. Crazy, I know.
something. What? Hello there, CJ. Welcome in. We're doing. uh, how? Uh, no, that's not. No, wait. It's that. Yeah, and then, to not stand. There we go. Welcome in, Satan. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Welcome to the party. Right now, we have some just whatever in the background because we've all played Yu-Gi-Oh. We're we're fine. We don't need more. We're good. So yes, go get your food, buddy. Go do that. You gotta keep your energy up. So this is going on to just get the daily done, but our main goal today is to grind through the event. I have done very little of it because, you know, work has this weird thing where they expect me to pay attention and do the things they've asked me to do. So I didn't have time to slack off and do some Yu-Gi-Oh. Raise my mic a little in the game. Oh, really? My mic is as loud as it can be, so let's reduce the gain. Do that. We don't need that many. We don't need the game to be that boopity. Whoop, nope, I don't want to mute that. I wanted to click on it and then. Alright. Awesome. Alright. Thank you for the heads up, CJ. Let me make sure this is looking good. Okay. Alright. Nope. Where is it? Where is... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, by the way, look, everyone. My buddy is moving a little bit now. I've figured out that, yeah, I got it to move and blink a little bit. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so now, so I don't forget, we're going to go ahead and do this. Alright. No. Stop clicking out. There we go. Alright. So, do we have a solo that we want to get out of the way? Nope. Lovely. Which means we are free to go into this nonsense. Right now, we're starting out with Synchro. I have decks prepared for Synchro, XEs, and Fusion because I knew that nonsense like this would be happening. So, I've got... frick, I forget what they're called. Well, okay. So, for Synchro, you shush it, young lady. For Synchro... where is it? There we go. Okay, so for Synchro, we're doing Super Heavy Samurais. That's my Synchro deck of choice. For XZs, we have Time Thief. I can also go in for my Harpies. I'll just have to make a quick change to get rid of the Synchro and Link monsters out of that. And then for Fusion, we have Frightfur, which I don't remember if I actually need to do like specific summoning mechanics, but we have one for each one, and we'll just switch teams as we find one team being annoying or not. So let's see. I don't want to go first. Super Heavies, I don't know if this is a me thing or a Super Heavy thing. I like playing my Super Heavies second. Specifically because of this guy here. And a lot of the cards, I mean, basically all of your super heavies are. Am I gonna do what I think I'm about to do? No, that's dumb. Let's not do that. A lot of the cards are basically just fancy beat sticks. So the question then becomes, what do you want your fancy beat stick to do? And one of them is just straight up Harpy's Feather Duster. And because that's the case, I can't Harpy on my first turn. That it just doesn't work very well. I've tried, game doesn't even let you. And they're like, no, what are you gonna destroy? And I'm like, I don't know, their self-esteem? But no, they're like, the game hasn't even started yet. You can't be doing that. That's kind of a BM thing to do. And I'm just like, well, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! We send death threats to the creators because of a ban list. Like, do you really want to be like that, though, Mark? And I'm like, no, probably not. But, when in Rome, hey, bro. Oh, wait, that was actually, that wasn't actually that big a deal. It's fine. Wait, what does this one do? If you contribute, target one spell, and yeah, I'll take it back. Tony. Hey, thanks for the lurk, Tony. Good to see you, buddy. And I'm glad I have that thing in. I thought Nightbot had flagged you for some reason. I was like, what did Tony do? Why is he in trouble? No, Nightbot is just doing my commands like I asked it to. So good job, Nightbot. You've been modified correctly to not be harassing people like you were doing in the beginning. But welcome in, Tony. It's good to see you. You enjoy your lurk, buddy. But yeah, have y'all heard about that? They're sending death threats because of the ban list, I guess, or some sort of nonsense. Although I find it funny that Konami's response to that is to basically put out a little like newsletter thing to be like, hey, we're violating community guidelines. Let's not do that. And it's like, yeah, I get you have to be businessly conscious. I don't even want to say politically correct about that. That doesn't seem. I don't know what the right term for it. I realize you can't just say, "Hey, knock that nonsense off." Yeah, I mean, not even really covering their butts with this. It's just more like the way they have to say it. The way they have to say, "Hey, we can't call the cops on all of you because we want your money, but also stop it. It's hurting our feelings." But they have to do it. We have rules. You can't be. Actually, hang on. While this person is doing their turn, I am gonna see. Chat, tell me if it's my turn, okay? I'm gonna see Konami community guidelines. I want to see if they actually specify: do not harass, bully, threaten, harm, or cause discomfort to other people. You know what? Death threats right there, right in the threaten right there. Even if they didn't have threaten, I think that would fall under cause discomfort. um so all right, I was going under the assumption that they didn't actually specify, death threats, because why? Who? What situation would you be in that you feel like you need to cover yourself? Yeah, exactly. This here's the situation. Someone, you know what? Whoever came up with guidelines, give that person a raise. They nailed it. They nailed it with those guidelines. They were like, "Hey, no, 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 no. We have these very specific guidelines. Can't make death threats. No, 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 no." We'll ban all of you. We will ban all of you for. Okay, look. Jokes aside, it's not cool for a number of reasons, and everyone who has actually sent, I have no idea how many people like are actively sending death threats. Konami didn't exactly release a letter count or anything like that. But like, I feel like, hey, I needed that. Why did you do that? Ow. That was mine. I was trying. I can't believe they interrupted me saying things about how you shouldn't send death threats. And then Cypher Blade. Once per turn, target one card. No! I wanted to use that against you. Can't have anything nice. I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter against their safety. No, like, it honestly baffles me the idea that someone would feel so strongly about this game that they then feel the need to send death threats to this company. I'm not going to say that I'm always happy about the moves that they make. I'm not going to say that I always understand the moves that they make. I'll put an asterisk on it and say, hey, I'm not a game designer. I haven't been deep in the trenches of this game since its inception, seeing every little minute detail, including the things that we have no idea have even happened, let alone have been released in the OCG and all that. I don't know what they need to do in order to make this game function. Who do I want to go first? I want this and this and no, I want this, because why not? It's not going to last that long anyway. So I try to keep an open mind with what they're doing. I'm sure they have their reasons, or maybe they don't. I don't flippin' know. But like, the point is, if you are getting to the point where you need to send death threats, whatever you're doing, like, you need to take a moment. Yeah, hey Jay, welcome in. Yes, ew, Gio. Yeah. Oh wait, you said ew, Yu-Gi-Oh. I thought you had put it together. But yeah, welcome in, buddy. We're grinding for gems, and we're still in the first game. I was just saying how I'm a little baffled. Do I want this? No. Maybe I should have taken it just to take it away from them, though. But the death threats that got sent to Konami, it's like, I can understand someone's rage at some of the changes they've done, because like, no, absolutely, Jay. But like, if people were making money off of this game, like, this is their livelihood. They are a professional player and they're making a bunch of money. But no, they do that in Magic. They don't do that in Yu-Gi-Oh. Something. They don't want it to be like gambling. Okay, whatever, Konami. But like, it's not even that. Even if it was, still not okay. But like, holy cow, you don't even have anything writing on this. You just now have to think of something else to do for your deck. It's like, oh no, your card that costs $40 still costs $40, and now you can sell it for $40 because you can't use it now. Wait, shoot, right. See, you're right. No thinking aloud. I'm sorry. This happens to me at like... No, thinking is not against community guidelines. Wait, hang on. Let me check the community guidelines. Konami can harass, bully, threaten, harm, or cause discomfort. Okay, so thinking may cause discomfort to people, so that is indeed against community guidelines. All right. No thinking. We can't think. But, and you know what? I really should, like, reduce my standard. Wait, I am in OBS. That button is not going to be clicked. There we go. I should reduce my standards. I mean, this has happened at multiple jobs that I've had where it's like, hey, shouldn't I rely on this person whose job it is to do this? Shouldn't I rely on them to do their job properly? And I've had managers actually laugh at me at the thought of me being able to rely on them doing that. I have weird standards. I think they're reasonable. Other people think they're funny. That makes me sad. But, you know, we live, we bawl, we cry in the corner. All right. What do we got this time? But welcome in, Jay. Let's see what we got. All right, so we've got a little bit of pendulum, but not yet. Okay, so we can do some synchro summoning. We put these in. We'll see what happens. As soon as they actually decide to do something. Prelly, you need to start bringing me better luck. Otherwise, I'm bringing in the baking white again. Wait, how did you fusion reveal? Reveal one fusion monster in your extra deck. Special summon one of the fusion materials name mentioned on the deck. But until the end of your turn, until the end of your opponent's turn, it cannot attack, and its effects, if any, are negated. Okay, so it's just free, dude. Oh my goodness, is this a... I didn't know Gazelle... They have a... Chimera. Oh, is this Chimera that people have been talking about? Chimera, the flying mythical beast. One beast monster. Yes. Yes, CJ. Don't... You... Dude, you just said no thinking. That includes you too, CJ. Yes, it is a gazelle, not a lion. Ignore the claws and the... Yeah, that's not... Look, you see how it has a singular horn in the middle of its forehead? That's a gazelle. You see it has these claws and not a hoof? Gazelle. Sharp teeth? Gazelle. It's like nothing like a lion. Now this guy, alright, this guy is the lion. Notice the two heads. Okay? And the wings. Can't forget the wings. We've got... This is your lion. But, you know, two heads also makes it a chimera. There we go. Konami knows what they're talking about. Well, this is a cute icon here. I like this. This is a good combination. What is this? This looks like the winter border thing, and I don't know who that is. They make me think of like yeah, because I trust that Konami always knows what they're doing, Jay. Whoa, wait, hang on. Why did you get to do that? Why did you get to do that? I draw a card. Add one. When your opponent activates... Nope, that doesn't qualify. You can banish this card, negate... So, why... Okay, maybe it's something that happened in all their things that I was clearly not paying attention to. Yeah, I got too distracted with lion and antelopes. Alright, so we're gonna put this down here regardless. Okay, so they got something. Yeah, let's... Alright, yeah, let's create Feather Duster. Yeah, you're gonna activate it on that? No, you're not. You know what? Let's see if we can bait something. Alright, we're gonna put that out. Yeah. We're gonna do this. gonna do that. You gonna do something about that? No. Come on. Take out my red buddy here. You're thinking about it. You know I'm ready to do something. There we go. What did we using monsters from your hand in the field, including a beast or fiend during your main phase. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so are you just wanting to use it before you lose it? Chimera. Forgot about this dude. Ugly mother. You get so used to like idols and dragon girls and cat girls and fluffy little kitty rabbit thing. Hey! That when first at least one monster from each. If this card is used, blah 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 blah. Destroy cards your opponent controls, even though they're used. You suck. You didn't take the bait. Well, that's all I can do then. It's a good thing the current challenge is to just duel, not win the duel. That's really going in my favor right now. All right, what's this dude? My standards are not low. They are in line with the standards they have. Oh, yes, their standards for me are low. Which honestly, I realize that they're universal standards for the event. It's a fair standard, not gonna lie. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed. You can only use each of the following. Tribute this card, special summon. Okay. This is a neat. I didn't know that this was a full archetype. I knew that Chimera had extra cards. They had like retrains and support. I didn't know it was a full archetype. I might have to build this. I don't know if it's good. But we don't build it to be good. We build it because it's either funny or it's fun. Or it tickles that little nostalgia part of your brain that makes you go, a simpler, happier time. Of course, then we have this dude. This dude doesn't tickle diddly squat. I would still give this guy a hug though. This one needs scritches. This would give me the nicest hug back. This one needs like little snoot, little rub on the snoot. This one, gentle pets on the head and on the neck, and this one just like on the sides going, yeah, good boy. Oh. We lost. That's not my fault. I did everything I could. You did too, chat. You did good. I'm proud of you. Prelly, I'm sorry. You're cute. You're just... I gotta go back to my boy. The one that has been there through thick and thin, through hot and cold. Specifically, it's white baking, who is my best good luck charm in this game. Why? Because he doesn't care about the duel. He doesn't care at all. You know what he cares about? Sweet potatoes. That's all he cares about. That's all. That's it. I'm gonna switch. For a little bit. Let's do Xyz. What decks are they doing for this one now? We got Battling Boxer, which which I've never touched before. Roding Crystal Domain. What is this? Tristiana. Okay. Oh, Tristina. I've never heard of those. Evolving Genes. Oh, an Evol deck. Oh, wait. Dinosaur deck. Evolution. Anyway. Copy from my deck. Let's bring my Harpies in. Oh. Really? Just gonna... You're gonna be like that, huh? Okay. Yeah, I know it doesn't... I'll fix it. Hang on. Okay, so... Replace some of my meta cards. We're gonna get rid of these others. Get rid of my favorites. Okay, so... Clearly we're gonna bring in another one of these. I have 3, right? Yeah. And we will... Kitty, please don't push my hand. Thank you. Alright, what else would be good here? I know I've got a few other rank 4s. Do I want to go old school? You know what? Yeah, let's bring those in. Those will be good setup for Zeus. Then we are going to... Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. Apparently, while my family was grocery shopping, on more than one occasion, my son felt the need to grab out a sweet potato and just say, "Look at these weird potatoes." I know he's seen a sweet potato before. I know he's seen one. And apparently mom told him what it was, and he just, I guess, immediately forgot just so he can harp on about how weird this potato is. Alright, buddy. Goofball. Alright, let's see. Lightning Chidori. Alright. And then we're going to do Tornado Dragon. Oh wait, I already... No wait, no I don't. Come on. There we go. And then we're going to do a dude whose name I don't remember. Which makes it tricky, but I know a lot of things about him. And also Winged Beast, and also ranked 4. There he is. Castel. Alright, we're gonna do that. Do that. And that. Alright. Now we need to actually fix up the rest of the deck proper. Yeah, let's tech in another one of those. We're gonna put in so we're not gonna have a lot of level 7, so I don't want to put in another Oracle, but we'll do another Harpist, and we'll do another Ash. No, I should probably fill it in with more meta cards, huh? Oh, let's put in the feet. I've got feet. And we're going to use... Alright, let's get one of those back out. Get those back out again. We're gonna do... Okay, if I am gonna be in Xyz... This might be a good idea. Nope, because I don't have... Do I? Yeah, that might be fine. And then we will put in... We'll put in a Droll. Everyone's got Droll. So why not? No. Don't be a sheep. Eh, why not? Worst case scenario, I fix it again later. Alright. Let's see what we've got. And no, I want to go first now. This is not a going second deck. Whatever. More time to cook potatoes. Heck yeah, set those leaves on fire, bro. Okay, okay, let's see, what have we got? Okay, we've got brick, 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 brick. Brick! You try to be meta. You try to do the wise thing. I can't do diddly squat without at least one harpy. Ugh. Alright. Really? Okay, this person is trying to do something. I wonder if that's evenly matched. My frick. Kitty cat, please stop pushing my hand, okay? No, do not ash my own search, please. Alright, we'll just stick that there so I don't have to... Yeah, fun fact, dude, I also bricked. Just do a thing. Yeah, bud. Are you wanting me to give you even more food even though I have already given you food tonight? That you probably have not eaten yet? Oh my good, how am I getting everything but my harpy ladies? I have so many. Okay, well, I know the change we're gonna make. Rock, you're out. We're putting at least one harpy back in. Knew I shouldn't have betrayed my harpy ladies like this. This is what happens when you try to play meta, by the way. You lose. Because that's what happens. Listen to me, kids. Don't try to predict your opponent. It just doesn't work. Okay, I'll make this work. Get out of the way. What have you got? You've got Assault Synchron. You know, maybe this rock is going to come in handy after all. What are you going to do now? Is that imperm? No. Okay. We're definitely getting rid of that. All right. Okay. What are you gonna do? What was that? Oh, called by. Nice. Alright, we are going to use an Elegant Egotist. We are going to bring out this buddy. Yep, and we're going to get rid of that, which will allow us to bring in some good stuff. Then we're not going... okay. Unfortunately, I cannot... we're going to do it this way. I can't use... What I want to do is I want to bring in my Harpy's Pet Dragon. That's what I want to do. But I'm not allowed to do that because it needs to be 3 wind monsters, which I cannot do at the moment because Summoner Monk is not a wind monster. So we are going to do this instead because we're doing the best that we can with what we've got. Come on, just do the thing. I know you. What is that for? No. I say no because you're being rude. Wait. No. Just let it happen. Please. I didn't mean that thing about being rude. No. I did mean it. What are you gonna do? So. Oh, you put it in defense mode? Do you have to put it in defense mode? Banish a summon. Yes. Let me. Yeah, I'll attack your dude. Why did you do that? If you put it in attack mode, you could have maybe stopped me. Worst case scenario, I would have decided to not attack. Best case scenario, I take it down, you take me down with you. Alright. Now, we've got Zeus with 4 material. No, we are not using that yet. No, to both of those. Okay. Alright, definitely we're bringing in another one of these for safety. We are then going to bring in Channeler. And we are going to bring in this. Yeah. Alright. Now we've got some gas, people. It's turn 9. How's it been 9 turns and we've only done this much? Look at this. Look at all this stuff we... Okay, this looks like we've done a lot more than we actually have, but like... Okay, ignore that. That contradicts my point. Chaos Valkyria. Yep, I'm just gonna blindly say no, you can't do stuff right now. Because I need to trigger 2 trap cards anyway, I think. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah, I know which one it is now. Hey! Wasn't done with you. Oh well. We take those wins. See? And this is why we bring our sweet potato boy. Because he's better luck, and look, even when we win, he doesn't care. He doesn't care that we won. No, you know why he cares? You know what he cares about? He cares his sweet potatoes are cooked. That's all he cares about. You see that? Sorry. You're right, sweetie. His weird potatoes are cooked. You see, weird potato 1, weird potato 2. There might be another one in there. That's all he cares about. Look how happy he is. I love him. Best priorities I've seen in Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright. Let me see. Alright, we got the rabbit. All us Master Duel players, we know the trauma that comes with this rabbit. We know. Let's see what happens. How many extra cards you got? Okay, this hand is not terrible. 15. All right, so you're probably a real person. 46. Yeah, you're a real person. Possibly a toxic person, but you're real. Definitely toxic. What are you doing, dude? You on your phone? I can't judge you for that. I've definitely have quote unquote surrendered my share of duels because I was waiting for it to start and didn't realize that it had already started. Only to find out because it quit on me. Oh, we're doing things. Oh, Sword Soul. Well, I don't know how anyone makes a deck out of Sword Soul. I've literally put 3 copies of each Sword Soul card in a deck once, and it's not even a full 40 cards for the deck. I don't know how you make a Sword Soul deck. And yet, every Sword Soul player I come across, Sword Soul cards up the wazoo. I don't know how they fit that many up their respective wazoo, and I don't understand how they are able to effectively get them out all the time. I don't want it to be a secret. I need to know the secret. I realize this is an invasive question because it is involving their wazoo, but like I need to know what is going on with these pixels. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. And how come I never see Sword Soul players play DD Crow? Like, I understand it's probably not the best card in the world to use, but don't their cards get more powerful with a bigger banish pile? DD Crow specifically does things by banishing. I would just expect you to have a lot of, you know, tech cards that banish. DD Crow is a negate and it banishes. Why would you not have those all the time? Alright. Uh-huh. Hey, that's illegal. Oh, right. It's illegal for me because I am not synchro now. Target a Sword Soul. Blurdy, blurdy, blur. Do 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 do. Oh my goodness. What is going on? All right, you know what? Let's talk about a thing. Here's a lore reveal for y'all. All right, some of you may be wondering, longest time, why is his name Mark from the YouTube comments? That's weird, right? That's a weird name to go by. Spoiler alert. My name is actually Mark. I know, Tony. I know. But then why from the YouTube comments? Oh, story's gonna have to wait. I have to do stuff now. Alright. So we're going to, I know you're all on the edge of your seats about this story. Alright, we're gonna start with do hentai. I don't have hentai in my deck. Target effect monster in the field negated. You can banish. No. No. I do not consent to this, sir. I don't suppose you have. No, of course you don't. Okay, so that negates that effect. Will it also negate the full. No. Oh, wait, yes. Negates everything. Okay, so that. I should have modified this before we went back into it. Increase the level. I don't know why you're doing level modification. Well, I've done all I can. Oh, I should have put called by. It doesn't matter. Called by doesn't matter. What am I gonna do? Negate their ash, and then they just murder me anyway? Fat lot of good that's gonna do. Alright. Anyway, back to story. My riveting story of my name origin. So, once upon a time, YouTube used to have a thingy where you could just pick whatever name you wanted. And so that's what I did. Then Google bought YouTube. And they were like, no, you can't do that because we're integrating YouTube with Google and so you need to have your real life name in your YouTube. To which everyone collectively said, that is dumb. And then Google decided to not change it for roughly a decade. Well, given that my name is Mark, and I was young enough at the time that I did not consider the possibility of just fake it. Um, I did leave my first name in there, but I had the strat to put a blank space in for my last name so that no one would see my last name. And so I would just, so everywhere on the site, I was just, hey, Tony, how old are you? How old, huh? Baby? Calling me an old man. All right, we're changing this. We're getting rid of the rock because I do not like what I am smelling. And I am going to get rid of, we are going to get rid of this because that is not going to come up as much since I can't link nor synchro. You're 28. Tony, I am 35. I am not that much older than you. You calm down, sir. That didn't sound as much of a gotcha as I meant it to, but shut up, Tony. All right. Save. See how this goes. So, already Google. Fine. Pick out a good retirement home then. So okay. So Google does this thing. I have this strat. All right. I'm officially Mark on YouTube now. So this happens, and I forget that that's the case because for the longest time I didn't do anything on YouTube. What do you do on YouTube? You don't create content on YouTube. You look at other people creating content on YouTube. Don't worry about that little plot hole there. We're going to skip over that. No one creates content on YouTube. You are only looking at the stuff that people have created on YouTube. So I didn't do anything. All right? And so like it's been like a decade of my name just being Mark on YouTube. And then one day I discovered a VTuber named Leah Asimov, this goofy, silly cop for robots. And I liked her so much that I had made it my mission that I can't, because at the time I did not have time to sit through streams. I just did not. And I had made the decision, you know what, if I can't be on the stream supporting her, I can at the very least be a nuisance and a simp in her comment section on YouTube and hopefully modify her algorithm for the better. Hopefully by there being a lot of traffic within her comment section that would result in her getting more visibility from other people. I don't know if that's how the algorithm with YouTube actively works. I know, naturally more engagement is better, but I don't know if, for example, YouTube is doing a select distinct on names and is like, okay, it does not count as a lot of engagement when it's one dedicated weirdo simp in your comment section as opposed to an equal number of different people. Like, would all of my comments be less impactful than two distinct people that left one comment each? I don't know. Why are you gaining life points? Stop doing that. What did you do? I don't... What is it? Target. Okay. Well, just don't do that again, okay? So all right, so I'm simping for Leah Asimov right now. All right, and like before I really ramp up all the commenting and stuff, like one of the comments I declare is making that stand, because I didn't know if Leah actually paid attention to her comment section, because like clearly the channel, at least at the time, was meant as a VOD repository. And so like, all right, I'm just gonna do this. Maybe it will help. Who knows? And because for the longest time, her VODs were mostly a ghost town. So like, who knows? We'll see. Um, and then one day, one day, the most magical thing happened to me, where someone in her stream had asked, "Hey, who's your favorite person on YouTube?" And she said, "Mark." Literally, Mark on from the YouTube comments, and she started talking about me, and I didn't want to commit to the idea that it actually was me that she was talking about. Nah, it can't be me. She doesn't pay attention to these things. No. Why would she pay attention to lil me in her comment section just making noise? Stop doing that. No. Can y'all let me win? Can you can I can't wait. That would just be a waste, wouldn't it? Well, can't have anything nice. Well, done all again. So like she says enough stuff. Like people are like, Mark who? And he's just like, just Mark. He's got an avatar of Luffy and all this, and she has described enough that I go from being shy and in denial to she does mean me. And so eventually I make the time. I try to frequent the Discord. I have not had time to go on that Discord in so long, and it's been so long that now I'm embarrassed to ever go back there again. But like, oh, stop doing things. Just, I'm turning this off. I can't. It's not gonna be worth it anyway. But like, I go on there, except I don't want to be like, it's me, because that's embarrassing and so cringe. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a dude who just decided, I'll just hyperfixate on this strange woman I know. It's not problematic at all. It's fine. So then I decide, like, okay, how do I do this in a way? How can I be subtle about this without being without convincing her she should just block me and start ignoring me? So on the Discord, I change my name from my usual internet name of Joshu to Mark. I changed the icon so it's actually my usual Luffy picture on there. But like, wait, what if that's not enough? So I specify Mark from the YouTube comments on the Discord, just to be very deliberate of like, this is who I, just so y'all know, this is who I am. And no one ever said anything about it. But then, like, that's how people knew me. And I was just like, all right, we're committing. This is our internet identity now. We're committing to the bit now. And for those of you that don't know, I have a degree in computer science. I've done enough stuff, enough training, enough education in computer security and internet safety and stuff to know that, generally speaking, you shouldn't put your personal information out there on the internet. had I had remembered in the first place that YouTube did this dumb thing of like, you gotta put your real name on there. Yeah, okay, prick. Like, I would have changed it a while ago, but I never commented on anything. Cause like, who would notice me? I'm in a sea of other people, for example, commenting the same thing over and over as if, oh, well, the person that made this video didn't see this mistake they made, and they surely haven't noticed these 15,000 other commenters pointing out that same mistake, so I'm going to make it 15,001 comments about that same mistake. How would anyone notice? And if I had commented literally on any video before I met Leah Asimov, perhaps I would have noticed my name and been like, oh, I should change that probably. And now it's too late. Now it's too late. People know who I am, vaguely. I've been spotted. They just, the whole Metal Gear Solid thing, whatever that noise is. I can't go back under the cardboard box. The horse spotted me in Skyrim. I can't pick the lock anymore. So now we're stuck. So I've just made it a point. Okay, my first name is out there. It's a very common first name. And the good news is that even if someone did find out about my last name, if you Google it, you get other famous people that have that same name anyway. First and last, same name. So I should be good. What? Yes. Since I do not have my picture anymore, I have officially flipped over to the possum, which sometimes does make me a little sad. I love that possum. I love that possum so much. Shout out to my mom who made it. Oh, not 9 Inch Nails. Mom. My possum art was lovingly crafted by the amazing Artsy Jam. She did such good work. You're right, Tony. She's so great. And she made it. And I love it so much, but I've had the Luffy icon for so long that, like, now what? What do I do with it? I can't delete it. That's true. It is part of my email. But, like, I don't know. This feels sad. But then I look at my little possum icon and look at him. Look, he's so cute. I love him. Oh, wait. This is a person. Okay. Okay. All right. We can draw the out here. Is that why she called me that all the time? Oh, yeah. Oh. I thought she did that on purpose to differentiate me. So, at a previous job I worked at, there were two marks. The place where I met the woman that is now my sexy wife. We had a manager whose name was also Mark, who was widely regarded as a douche. And not the worst person in the world, but I don't know anyone that actually liked him. And I, at the very least, liked one of my coworkers who, in hindsight, was not a good dude. So that says something about our manager. But to sum it up, Dude was a manager, TM. Um, and he liked to micromanage a lot in a very not helpful way. Um, and in one, oh shocker, I lost 13,000 life points. How could I have lost? Um, like, I remember one instance. The we worked in a harpies are just not doing it for me without my synchro monster. We're swapping out. We're gonna do time thief. I remember because this was the dining hall at the university I worked at, and I remember. What am I gonna put in? Do I have? Yeah, we will just put in one more of those. And wait, do I have 3 of these? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do 3 of these instead. Take that out. And sub in one more of these, one more of these. Why not? Not the worst thing in the world. Time thieves, for those of you that are curious, time thieves are fun and they are pretty darn cheap. So just sub in a little bit of Raid Raptor support. Works rather nicely. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I worked at. I will manage your nuts, Tony. I will manage the frick out of them. I'll figure out what that means later. So I worked at the university I went to. I worked at their dining hall. I was one of the cooks. And to give you a picture, it was basically a giant cafeteria. Part cafeteria, part all-you-can-eat buffet. And dude was an executive chef. So he already knows everything about everything, according to him. And I remember on one occasion we tried to tell him, hey, we've got too many potato dishes for tonight's dinner. We need to change the menu because this is kind of ridiculous. To which he disagreed. No, it's fine. We can't change the menu this late, because they were really cracking down about some nonsense of like, oh, the menu, like we have to have an accurate menu because blah blah blah, all these things. Because yes, the students are absolutely checking their email about the dining hall's menu every night. They're planning out their whole night, their whole month in advance based off of an online menu. They're not just figuring it out as they show up to get their meal. No. But like, then when we served dinner, he saw how literally every meal that we were serving, every side dish, everything was potato based. Like roasted potatoes and gnocchi and like it was just potatoes galore. Like Irish historians would be proud of the famine we were solving with these potatoes. Oh, another guardian or frick, what is it? Whatever. Another one of these decks. Are you gonna have the name Chimera? It's another Chimera deck. My goodness. Why are words difficult? But then he comes out. It's time to serve it. Like they're gonna come in. The students are gonna come in like 30 minutes. Like we are putting the bulk food that we create, because this wasn't done per dish on the fly. There were very few meals that we did on the fly. It was like bulk, but bulk as we needed it. So like as one chafing dish started to get low, we would start making another batch of it, so that way it would always be fresh and always be hot and ready to go. Minimal time in the warming, the hot box is what we called it. And like, we don't have time to make more food, not unless we wanted to sell it for garbage. Which, despite the opinion of many students, no, we didn't want to sell for garbage. Which always hurt my feelings that the students felt this way, but whatever. And so like, he comes out and he's like, this is too many potatoes. And it's really hard to problem solve with a dude who basically is discovering the problem after you told him hours ago about the problem. It's really hard to be on the same team problem solving wise with a dude like that. And it's just it was just baffling that yes, it is a lot of potatoes. I don't know how to help you with this, boss. Like, fun fact. Yes. It is a metric too many tons of potatoes. They're reproducing asexually due to how many potatoes we have put in. I don't even know how that works. They figured it out. And then, if I recall the situation that arose, we then didn't have enough potatoes for following day's meals, because we used them all for this one day and didn't have enough ordered for future meals. Dude was a figurehead of manager material. Yeah, well, alright, time thieves, we're gonna keep doing it. So, this man, I'm just gonna rant about this old manager of mine for a while. Oh wait, now I remember why I brought him up. So at work, they colloquially, that word is such a good word because it's very specific about its need, and I hate saying it. At work, they commonly would refer to him as Mark and me as the good Mark, which made me feel good. Not specifically by that name, I don't think, but that was just how it was. I had a weird reputation at work. I had a weird number of things. This was before I had learned, because no one taught me. Before I had learned that it's generally frowned upon to just spontaneously hug your coworkers. Fun fact: don't do that. Don't just hug your coworkers because you're trying to be friendly. Generally speaking, ask for consent before you touch someone's body. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. No one taught me. I learned it the hard way, and by the hard way, I mean people yelled at me eventually. Didn't explain why they were yelling, but they yelled at me. And eventually I saw like Tumblr posts and stuff about creepy dudes that just hug women at work. And coincidentally, there were a lot of women at my works. That sucked for me in hindsight. Now it's like, well, frig, how could I have known? Literally 0 people told me, but what are you gonna do? But because I hugged so many people specifically so many of the women that I worked with, that I was often labeled as a flirt against my knowledge. I had no idea that I was considered a flirt because up until this point, I had just learned hugging is nice. Hugging is great. You do hugging because it's a nice thing that you can do for the people around you. Who doesn't like hugging? I've been told I give good hugs. Hugging is good. Yay, hugs. So I hugged everyone because why not? So I was a flirt because coincidentally I worked with the same people over and over again because we had the same shifts, and I kept hugging them. And because they knew this was a thing I did, and they eventually caught on, oh, he's just a huggy person, he's not going to grope us or anything, they would hug me back, and it's like, oh no, this is just what he does. But everyone around me would be like, Mark's flirting with all the girls. He's flirting with all of them, to the point where one of my coworkers were like, so when are you gonna ask her on a date? I was like, what do you mean, her? I was like, we're just friends. Oh, okay. When are you gonna ask her on a date then? I was like, what are you talking? Okay, all right. I don't know what you mean. We're just being friendly. Whatever. I legitimately did not understand. I learned years later that I flirted all the time subconsciously, which I then realized well after that fact that my flirting was just a sad reality of low standards. Do y'all have any idea how many times I just was accused of flirting because I said such provocative things such as, I like your shirt. You have nice shoes. We could call that flirting. I personally just want to say those are cool. That's really it. That is it. That is it. Wait, what happened to my card? Oh no. Hey, why'd it go there? Predaplants. But yeah, so I flirted with all the ladies, apparently. Uh, and only one of them sealed the deal with me. Sucks to be them. They missed out. Sucks to suck. Um, but but yeah, so I was a flirt. People also thought I was like scary and dangerous. One dude literally said that he was very intimidated by me. He found me very intimidating until he heard me talk. My wife says it's because I would get very focused when I'm working. It was just very very on point with my role. And just apparently I have resting murder face because I am dangerous until I talk. Here's the thing though, going back to the flirting thing. So a lot of people kept thinking I was flirting with all the ladies. I was sleeping with all of them. I was also gay. There were apparently rumors that I was actually gay, cycling around the rumors of me flirting and or sleeping with the ladies at work. All of them. I don't know how these rumors, are we losing? We're probably losing again. I don't know how all of these rumors coincided at the same time. Like the murder face one. Okay, like some people like a dangerous man. They see a red flag and they think, "Ooh, that's a lovely shade of red," and they go for it. Like, all right, fine. They get a little too involved in the smut romance. So whatever. But I just don't understand how there could be a rumor of me being a homosexual and me flirting with, and like me involving myself with all the ladies. I don't understand how these things went around at the same time. I really don't. Um, but yeah. Murder me. All right, we're done. Let's see. Let's see if we can do it again. But yeah. So I'm another mark. Oh yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. There was nothing else on that. Yeah, no. About the what? The last name thing? No, there wasn't anything. No, that's it. Yeah, I'm not saying my last name. I don't know what you're thinking. Okay. Um, but yeah, so that's my life in that at that role. A dangerous gay slut. That's who I was at that time. I don't know what they said. I wish I my wife was wondering like after we started dating cuz people knew. I don't know how people knew because it's not like we were making out all the time. We certainly didn't say like attention, I'm officially off the market. Sucks to suck. She called dibs. Oh, is that what you did? I mean, I do. So I do remember. I don't know if it was that one time. I just remember that she tried to call me in on a day off, and I was like, "No, I'm sorry, I have plans." And then she called you, and you were also like, "No, I'm sorry, I have plans." But that is the I have plans, not at work. Um, but yeah, I don't know how people really found out. Apparently, my manager found out because yeah, Phyllis, different manager, found out because my then girlfriend had requested time off for the both of us. She was like, "Are you dating?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, oh, "That's so good for you." Oh, it was cute. Sorry. So I don't know what the rumors were like after we started dating, but then people knew. Um, and like, no, no, yeah, I didn't stop hugging people. No one told me that I should have stopped hugging people. At no point did anyone ever, because like, of course, like Colleen knew, and if she didn't know, she quickly knew that I wasn't gonna do anything, whatever. Yeah, you saw everything I was already doing. I wasn't hiding anything. There was no scandal there. And then like after I left that job and she and I were like just still dating and all that stuff. Like I've talked about like old crushes and stuff that I've had and she's been completely fine with it cuz she knows to keep it a little more PG, she's got me for good. There is I can talk about. Oh, I should not have done that. Ah, nuts. All right, what are you doing? This card is normal special summon. Yep. And then, oh wait, you're gonna destroy it, aren't you? And then the game's over, huh? Huh? Hmm. Oh, okay. Let's just keep going then. Um, say what? Yes, we have. Yeah, it's been 13 years. Hey, stop breaking my things. Look at it. Look at this girl. You see how stressed she is? and you're not letting her have any help. Look at her. Look at her. She's trying to fix a glove. I shouldn't waste my opponent's time. I don't want them to report me. But still, look at her. You see that? She's exasperated. But yeah, it's been all right. So going back to my manager Mark, who sucks. What else did he do? There. Okay, so there was they promoted me once without me realizing it. This is not one of the a-hole things. This was just one of the surprising things. I found out. So when I first got onto the role, I had asked my manager Mark if there was any possibility of advancement or raises or anything, and he said, "No, we can't do that here." And I was like, "Ah, bummer." And basically, I was because the situation. I think the official thing was the situation. I was like, I was a student cook. You have to be hired on as a proper employee, not someone who was supposed to be a part timer. Even though I don't think I ever actually worked part time hours, it was not an intentional thing. It was just like, yeah, I can do 3 days, and then that 3 days ended up being, legally speaking, full time hours. Um, but like, I wasn't a whatever their term was, but like their salaried employee, one of their lead cooks or whatever. Um, which also sucked because on more than one occasion, both of my managers, really, I think all of the management at one time or another had pointed out how I was, huh? Did he? Yeah, yeah, except Mark. Mark was the only one that never said anything. But they had all agreed that basically I was doing as good as or a better job than all of their benefited employees. And I was a part time cook who did not receive any benefits and got federal minimum wage. Which, fun fact, the federal minimum wage is the same now as it was then, which is 7.25 an hour. Um, and the first time I heard them say that about me, I was like, oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I'm doing a good job. And then every other time it was like, yeah, when are you going to pay me to reflect that? When am I going to get health insurance? Um, yeah, when am I going to get any sort of education compensation? But one day, one of my coworkers, whose name is Brandy, lovely woman, was talking to me, and she also was in the camp of Mark is amazing. He deserves to get paid better. And she's just standing there with me, and she's just saying, how she is always appreciative of her shifts that I'm there because she knows she can always rely on me. And she's talking about how, like, you need a raise. Like, what are you making? You need a raise. And I was like, yeah, but manager said that they don't do that, so I'm just kind of stuck here. And then she walked off, and like 15 minutes later, my manager comes over and says, "So we're giving you a raise because apparently, huh? No, it was Mark. Yeah, Mark came up because apparently Brandy had marched into his office, and I don't know exactly what was said, but Brandy was a homie. She marched straight into his office, basically laid down the law of y'all are gonna give that man a raise. You're giving that boy a raise because you know why. You know exactly why he's getting a raise. And like, I don't it's not that impressive a raise. But at the time, it was the only raise I had ever received in the history of ever. So I went from 725 to 775 an hour, which big money. Yeah, yeah. um, but not not that big a raise. But apparently, they were able to justify that raise because I did not know this had happened, but I had been given a promotion as lead student cook. I was technically the the what is it like, not superior officer, senior. I was the senior cook amongst the part-time students. What what an which is the funniest thing, cuz like all the cooks that weren't like the benefited ones that had already been there as long or longer than me, and even some of the benefited ones that hadn't been there as long as me, kept I told them what to do anyway. So like it makes sense that I had some sort of lead position cuz I was already saying, "Hey, we need this done, please, like you can go do this. You'll find the stuff over here. That's where you're going to take care." I was already leading. They just didn't give me a title for it, and then when they did, I did not know, which shows the importance of that title because nothing changed. Yeah, and when and when he gave me that raise, when he told me about it, and he was like, "Yeah, it'll be on your next paycheck and all that, blah blah blah." Um, I was like, "When I started, you said this wasn't a thing," and he was like, "Yeah, but don't tell anyone. Like we can in some circumstances, just don't tell anyone." I was like, "Okay, all right, weird." And like at the time, this this was, keep in mind, this was during a time in my life where I had a genuine belief in government, that that I'm pointing this out to express my naivety. My understanding of government was like, you have these different political parties. The difference between all of them is you can't fix everything all at once. They support prioritizing certain things. So like, and that's why the presidential party switches as often as it does, because it's not like one party is right, wink wink nudge nudge. It's like, oh well, this party is prioritizing one thing and this party is prioritizing another thing. Naturally needs change over time, and so you say, okay, we're going to fix this thing, therefore hire this party to fix things. That's how I thought it worked, because no one told me how it actually worked. So I just naturally believed, no, you get into politics because you care about people and you are always wanting to do what's best for everyone. That's what they all say. They are there for the people. And that naivety followed me for a long time. It's been a part of my life for a good long time. Um, I miss it sometimes. This was during a point in my life where I literally found no fault in anyone or anything. Some of my friends actually made fun of me for a while. It's like, "Oh, Mark doesn't hate anyone. Mark doesn't have a problem with anyone." And when they said that, I was like defensive about it for some reason. So I was just like, "No, no. I mean, there's some people that are rude, I think." Couldn't think of anyone. Couldn't think of a name. I did not understand it. Um, I remember in my computer science ethics class that, I I had brought up the possibility of a corporation receiving consequences for their actions, and the whole class laughed at me, and I got defensive of that too. Also embarrassed because the entire class was laughing at me, but like, I did not understand. It's like, how can you? What do you mean they will not face consequences? What? that you break the law, there are consequences. No one's above the law, right? Well, turns out. So, I didn't realize when my manager was saying, hey, don't tell anyone, that what he was doing was basically making it so other people would not get a chance at a raise that they probably rightfully deserve. Man, grinding out for gems is going poorly for me. This is going real poorly. I certainly don't. Yes, he was an amazing ethical manager. Look at that, chat. Look at that, 690 gems. Let me just cover that zero real quick. Nice. Um. Oh, nice. We did all the dailies. Activate a spell. That one's almost done. Normal or special. That one's almost done. Duel. Our door's open. Echo just went in. Individual points. All right, let's do. I'm gonna need to end stream soon. Let's do one more so I can rant about my manager Mark. And we'll do it with Fright Fur. Unless something. Ooh, this one's good to go. Oh, I haven't put good accessories on this yet. Um. So yeah, that manager was less than amazing. Let me give you more examples of that. So there was toward the end of my tenure at this job, which I had basically worked for the remainder of my university time, which was a little over 3 years. Um, my degree, to my disappointment, was a 5 year degree. I had spent 2 years in associates, moved out of state, and went to this university for the remaining 3 years. And those 3 years were spent in that dining hall, and where eventually I met my super smart, super sexy wife. And during the end of my time there, uh, during the summer, when basically everyone is gone except for the students that have to live on campus in between years, um, not much to do. So there would be like shortened hours and all that. Uh, and my manager didn't want to keep me there, and he didn't want to keep me there because he was expecting me to have graduated and left by then. Yeah, he wanted to get rid of us. Um, but so during this time, when they're trying to cut hours, because part of the reason why he wanted to get rid of us is because, oh, I gotta actually do things now. Add an edge imp. Yeah, we need a poly. That's for dang sure. Let's get that, and we're gonna do that. Toy vendor. Now, well, I can't do that now. Okay, so let's do this. And we are specifically going to get. No. If I do this, I'll murder myself. Oh, what? Yeah, let's do this. Da, da, da. we're just going to keep it at 2. Alright. Fright for Tiger. Yep, activate, destroy you. Select another card. Yes, let's destroy that. Activate the cat, get my poly back. Oh, you suck. Alright. Revenge. By revenge, I mean... Ooh, wait, what is this? What is this? Place a card from your hand on top of the deck. Yep. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do that because I don't need it now. Edge and Saber. Alright. Now, we are going to summon the good old boy. Where is it? No. Which one of these? Yes. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. This is the one. We're going to do the one on the field, the one in my hand. Confirm. And... Nope. Defense. Alright, when this target in a graveyard special. Yes. Oh, I am definitely out of practice with this deck. Yes, return this. And put that in defense mode. Ah, nuts. I should have... Well. Too late now. Alright. Is it 500 control? Target one fright for monster in your graveyard. Special summon all fright for... Hey! Why? Well, that's why that happened. Shoot. If I had known. Well, we're gonna lose. Anyway, so what had happened was he's got benefited people that he's required to give a certain number of hours to. So when he has to give certain people hours, and then he has students that he's still trying to get that still need hours because they need to be able to live so that he can still have them when he needs them later. Like, there's a difficulty. So he really wanted me to leave so that I am moving on to other things and I don't need the job anymore. So I think in an effort to encourage me to leave sooner, he started having me do things that literally everyone knew I did not want to be doing. So like I mentioned previously, I worked in the dining hall. I was a cook. So tell me why he had me reupholstering chairs. Oh yeah, yeah. He had me and my wife reupholstering chairs. His justification for it, which was total BS, of course, was that it would be romantic for us to work on that together. And you know what? Sure, it was nice to basically, huh? You know what? Sure, yeah. The romance of and listening to bad Dane Cook comedy, like, because we were basically allowed to do whatever we wanted, while we were just going stapling stretches of fabric onto these chairs and just and I don't know why he had us doing it. I don't know why he had us students doing it. Like, The chairs, I, I mean, maybe I don't know, but like it just seemed weird to me. The thing that really ate at me though was there was one occasion where he had. Do I care about this? No, I don't. There was one occasion. Ah, dang. Where he had the idea of he had said that it was okay for me to go ahead and finally be a cook for once during this time. And I was hyped. He was still gonna have my wife be chucking chairs, but I would at least be able to cook, and I was so happy about that because that's what I wanted to do. Literally, the entire dining hall knew this. I was not shy about telling people this. And no, that's fair. It is fair that you were upset by that because it's BS that any of us were doing that to the chairs. And why can't I do why can't I do this? Oh wait, this is the one I wanted. Okay. Um and so like I know what the menu is. I'm all set. Got the recipes. Like I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm set. Right when I am about to get started, like right when it's time to start cooking, he says, "Actually, can you go work on the chairs again?" He changes his mind right at the last second. No, I was just sad. No, it really wasn't. I was just upset. My wife said it's like possibly a smidge the death of the naivety that I had. No, no, it was still there to my future. I still had no idea. Whoops, he made a mistake or something. I don't know. But like I I was upset. I I was like, "No, this is not what I want to do," but fine. And I went over and I kept stapling chairs, and like it was nice to hang out, with my girlfriend. That was pretty sweet. That's just not what I wanted to do with my paycheck. Yeah, we were both unhappy with the circumstances. Like it was pretty cool to oh yeah, it was so romantic how we just did not want to be doing that. We both wanted to be in the kitchen doing things. We did not get that option though. So that was just a real dick move on his part. There was another one. Oh, okay. This one I think is tied for dick moves on his part. For my experience, I should say. I can't speak on other people's experience. So, part of the dining hall, there was a burger station, just big old grill. We had buns, we had cheese, we had all kinds of things. As the cook, we had all kinds of things. Yeah, buns and cheese, and there were condiments somewhere else. Um, but my role as the cook, as you can imagine, was running the grill. It was boring because due to health thingies and whatever, it's like so occasionally people would ask for like medium or rare burgers, and we weren't allowed to do that. We weren't even allowed to put salt and pepper on these burgers. We weren't allowed. I could put a burger on the grill, and you could have a hamburger or you could have a cheeseburger. That is the most variety you could have. Oh yeah, and there are hot dogs and some like there was chicken, hot dog. That's not the point of what I'm trying to get at. The point is you are being you are being helpful, sweetie. I don't want to dissuade you. Yes, there were also veggie burgers and veggie dogs. Don't ever get the veggie dogs. They looked like the veggie burgers were good. I liked them. Veggie dogs looked like styrofoam, brown styrofoam. Anyway, there was one occasion we had run out of hamburger buns, and manager Mark told me don't scare off the students because his priority is shoot, we need them to still get this food. They need to still be quote unquote buying it. Um, and his concern was he didn't want them to get scared off. He wanted them to you know to not he needed his numbers to still be fine. So he tells me what's going on, like don't freak them out. And I was like, no, okay, no problem, boss, no problem. And so what I would do is I would say, hey, for people coming up, I would say, hey, just so you know, we don't have hamburger buns right now. We have he was having us use English muffins. It's okay. Just so you know, we don't have hamburger buns. We have English muffins instead. And some people stayed and other people left because they wanted it with a proper bun. They didn't want an English muffin. Fair enough. You have your expectations. Fair enough. My manager at one point comes up and is like, "Hey, you gotta stop saying that. It's making it sound like you're wanting, you're like driving them away." And it's like, okay, I'll try not to. But I didn't know what I was saying that was wrong. We are out of hamburger buns. What, what do you want from me? And so I just kept saying it because he didn't say it like this. He didn't do it. He just it's like, yeah, no, just don't drive them away. Okay. I tried to think of my tone. Am I saying, "Whoa now, don't be coming over here. There's no hamburger buns. You're just gonna be getting a patty on a wet paper plate or something." I don't know what he thought I was doing, but so I just kept saying it. It was like just so y'all know. It's so I think my initial thought was like, okay, don't phrase it like, "Hey, just so you know," that's a warning. Okay, that's a warning. Don't making it sound like it's a bad thing. All right. No, I got you. Okay, I got you. So instead, I was like, well, this is clearly not going to help me. So instead, I just bluntly said we don't have any. Oh shoot, that's bad. Why did I do that? I have to discard, and now I lose that too. Oh, and that helps him. Oh, and that also helps you, huh? Yeah. Well, that was unintentional. Well, this duel's over. Anyway, um, so I just tried to phrase it more matter of fact, no warning or anything. He comes back visibly angry at me, and I'm just like, "What do you want me to do?" Just do you want me to lie to them or something? And I said that hyperbolically, because I said that hyperbolically because I was expecting him to say, "No, I don't want you to lie to them. I want you to something, something, something." But he says, Yes. He says he does want me to lie to them. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that, Mark. You can get someone else to run the station because I'm not going to lie to our customers about what we have. Look, I understand that you're embarrassed. Yeah. 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 They're going to find out when they get the food and they discover that they don't have a bun. But like so like I then say, "Look, I understand that you're embarrassed that we ran out of buns." He's like, "I'm not embarrassed." Okay, I'd be embarrassed, but that's fine. I said this. I should not have said this. I said it. And at the time, I didn't understand what was wrong with me saying that. He didn't say anything as a result of me having said that. In hindsight, totally not the correct thing to say. Hilarious that I did say it, though, in hindsight. Um, and good job, past Mark. Don't do that again, but that was good, Mark. Um, but like, so then we just come to, so like I was just basically like exasperated. I'm not gonna lie to them. I'm not doing that. And he was just like, fine, don't say anything. He basically just left it up to the server that was with me. Like she will say it. Like she'll let her take care of it. I was like, fine. I'm not gonna say. What do you want? Because part of his justification too was like every station had a display plate. And it was like whatever the main meal for that area is, there was like a little display there so that you could see what you're gonna get possibly from this station before you actually get up to order it. Okay, so 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 like they would see what's on the display plate, they would see the burger, and they would see there's no bun there. That was his justification. To which I said that I didn't use these words, but that's stupid. What I did say was, no one looks at those display plates at the frickin' grill. This station does not change. No one is looking. That they might look at every other station where there is a meal of the day. The dinner is constantly changing. The lunch, the breakfast, it is constantly changing. This station is one of three stations out of the like eight we have that does not change. It is a grill. You want a burger? You don't look at the station's little presentation thing. You get in line so you can say, "Give me burger." All right, hungry, want burger. You don't look. Ooh, look at this thing with lettuce and tomato that they're gonna have to throw away because this is just wasted food right now. No, it's burger. Give me burger. All right. I didn't say all of that, but I did basically say no one is looking at the display plate. Okay? They're coming here and they're going to expect a bun, and when they don't have one, they're going to be upset. People have stayed when I've said it, people have left when I've said it because they have expectations. So Mark didn't appreciate that, I think. Um, but he also didn't fire me. He also didn't do diddly squat to me after that. Which, regardless of whether or not he wanted to, I don't think he could have. And I don't mean from like a structure perspective. I think because I think he knew, given that how well everyone knew me, he knew his head would have rolled as soon as I told my other managers, well, this is the situation that happened, and now he says I don't have a job. No. No. Although, given how they're acting now, maybe they would have, but yeah, no, like, there were several people. Homie Brandy may have come in and rolled his head for us. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. But like in the end, we settled on Mark just don't say anything. I'm like, fine. I won't tell them about the thing they're about to find out as soon as they get their plate. Yeah. But like his justification in the end was like we're doing English muffins. It's better bread than the bun. And I was like, really? Because I kept thinking of like, what is a bun? It's like a soft pillow bread. Okay. What is an English muffin? It's a spongy kind of a chewy bread. Is that better for a burger? Depending on your burger, maybe. Like I can see how an English muffin might be better for like soaking up stuff and yeah, yeah. No, the naivete of believing him, I believed him. Okay? This is an analysis. This is me thinking this is an executive chef. This is a man I worked under for 3 years. Fun fact, rough you part of qualifying to become a sous chef after you have the appropriate training and education. Like you finish culinary school, you become a certified chef. If you work under an executive chef for 2,000 hours, you are qualified to become a sous chef. I did that. I am technically qualified to be a sous chef. I just do not have the formal education. Like, I don't have it on paper. I technically did everything as a sous chef. And, like, and I made just over minimum wage. Um, but, like, I worked under this man and I believed him about these things. Yes, despite the fact that he just told me to lie to people. There was another. There were some occasions that there were some things, despite my naivety. My goodness, dude, are you gonna just keep? Are you? You can fin. Do you not remember that I only have the one card in my hand? You don't need to be doing all this, bro. You don't need. You have. What is this? 11,000 points of damage. Oh, 10,000 now. Are you doing all of this BS just to take that one card out of my hand? Bro. Well, this is just more story time then. Fine. This was a man that, as a cook, I did not respect very much. Because even in my naivety, just based on what I saw, I did not respect his accolades as a cook. And the reason for that was that he did things based on experience rather than experiment. By which I mean our other manager, Phyllis, she hated fish. Hated it. When we made fish, she would still taste it to make sure it was seasoned properly. She'd spit it out, but she would still taste it and then be like, that should have a little more salt or something like that. She would still be able to say like, that needs to be modified in this way. Mark, on the other hand, when we were trying to figure out how can we get rid of this extra beef, how can we get rid of this bulk that we have in the fridge, how can we use this food before it goes bad, I suggested let's do a sweet and sour beef. We had extra sauce, we had a bunch of beef, what if we try this? And he was like, have you done that before? Have you tried that before? I was like, no, but we could try it. And it's like, like he didn't want to humor the idea because I had never actually personally done it before. He didn't want to humor this idea because he had never done it before. He didn't at any point think, let's do a quick test batch to see if this sauce with this beef would taste nice together. No, we're not going to try it. We're not going to try experimentation. We're not going to ask any of the other cooks if they think it might be a good idea. We're not going to consult anyone else. I'm just going to say, No, let's not do that. That sounds icky. This is a man who made a pork roast involving taking a pork loin, marinating in like a milky yogurt blend, which I think had some spices in there. Not a lot, mind you. It was mostly yogurt. Rolling that sucker in crushed up cornflakes and then baking that off. I believe it had other herbs and spices along with it, but basically it was yogurt marinated, cornflakes encrusted pork. That is the bulk of what it is. I want a redemption duel while I am still ragging on my old manager. Now, I will say, I had it, it tasted good. That's not the point. It didn't taste like yogurt. The yogurt was used to tenderize the meat because of the enzymes in the yogurt. It was not it did not taste like yogurt. It then did double as like an egg wash sort of deal that you would use to encrust, and it just so happened to be cornflakes, not the like sweet ones, the plain ones, yada yada. Corn encrusted pork loin. All right, it tasted good. That's the important part. The point is though, how do you say pork in yogurt rolled in cereal, and you think no, I think sweet and sour beef is gross? Let's marinate on that for a little bit. Let's get some yogurt for a minute. Let's think about that for a minute. Like how I don't understand. This was also a dude who wanted me out of this kitchen to save money, but at no point had any motivation to do things to get us students, us cooks and stuff, out of the dining hall sooner. For example, at the beginning of every summer, I think it was, at the end of the year, there would be a deep clean. I don't remember if it was summer or winter. It was summer. It was both. I thought it was every winter because I remember going. Yeah, so it was every winter. Every winter break, um, the dining hall would shut down for a week. Technically 2 weeks because it was during the winter break. Everything was closed, so it was 2 weeks. And the first week, everyone who wanted the money came in, did a deep clean of everything. So all the chairs and tables were I don't know. The servers did that. I have no idea what they did with the tables and chairs, but they grease traps. There were. Oh yeah, no, we did. I was thinking. I don't know what the servers did, but like, but for example, I was usually the one that was deep cleaning the deep fryers, which involved dumping all the oil, getting some rather harsh chemicals to boil in, get all the nicks and crannies, and basically shine that sucker up. So that would be ready. It was the opportunity of doing the proper vent cleaning, all of the degreasing and stuff that we can't do on a normal day. There just isn't time to do anything outside of like sanitizing counter spaces and mopping floors and stuff like that. It was like the detail cleaning. It was the kind of thing that everyone always got sick for the second week because all of the chemicals would. Yeah, no, it gets bad. Like it would just get so bad because every my theory was everyone's immune systems would just be shot because of all these chemicals, because we didn't have respirators or anything. We didn't even always have like those paper masks that you would wear. Oh, they ran out of them. Okay, yeah, they ran out of them. Um, so like we didn't have. So you can add an edge. Oh, target. No, go. Um, So we did not have proper PPE. We just had the usual. Well, dang it, I needed that. We had our chef coats, and we had those thin little plastic gloves that you would use for cooking. We had a hat. We did have a hat. So we were protected. We were good. We always had the hat. We were fine. Um, but like the dining hall had a Mongolian grill, which for those of you that are not familiar with Mongolian grill, be familiar with it. It's amazing. It's stir fried basically. Pick what vegetables and noodles and proteins you want, throw it on the grill. Om nom 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 nom. Um, Now people generally did not treat this grill right, and there was usually a pretty thick layer of carbon buildup on it. One could make the argument that this is supposed to be seasoning, except no, we never took the time to season this grill. It was a nickel grill. It did not get seasoned. Maybe it should have. It never did. It was just it was just burnt stuff on it. And this deep clean was an opportunity to really grind off all of this buildup that was on it, which we had to do by hand, which would take all day on just the grill. And at one point, I asked, can we get like a sander, like a grinder thing, one of those ones that vibrate, so that we can stick this grill pad thing on it and just use that to scrub it off? And he's joking with me. He's like, "Do you can go ahead and buy one?" And I was like, "Ha ha ha! Yeah, I can't afford to do that." And then that was the end of it. Which, in hindsight, was like, "Bro, why are you trying to kick me out, but also not wanting me to do this faster? What's the matter with you? You could have just said we don't have the budget for new equipment. You didn't have to say, yeah, go ahead and spend your own money to improve your own life. You stupid? Like, what's going on here?" Like, it it was again one of those naivety things. It's like I did not understand the douchebaggery that was occurring in my vicinity, and instead I was just like, well, I asked. The worst he can say is no, and he said no. Okay. Well, I'll just continue on the grind of getting this done. Dumb. So dumb. It's like I'm spending all of this time working on a thing that is not going to be treated well later. And I took that grill from being black and I brought it back to being silver every year. Oh yeah, yeah. That's another thing too. Every time there were like chunks and stuff on it, I know it wasn't me. I know the buildup of excess carbon and stuff like that. Like maybe it could like again, maybe it could have been seasoned properly, but that's not what happened. And I know that's not what happened because there were uneven. If they, it no one did it. First of all, no one seasoned it intentionally. If it was getting seasoned, it was because people weren't scraping the stuff off after they were done with it. But afterwards, anyway, like there was still like layers of stuff on there. The kind of stuff that you could get off by scraping it, which you're supposed to be doing after every meal. And the more upsetting thing is, eventually, for some reason, a rule was enacted that student cooks, like myself, were not supposed to be redemption. We're not supposed to be cooking on the Mongolian grill. I don't know why. They had concerns about people burning themselves, which is a weird concern to have considering any job in that place has a significant risk of burning yourself because it's a kitchen that uses fire and hot stoves to cook things. And it was also not the only grill. It was the only grill that was intentionally set to a very high temperature because that's how Mongolian stir fry works. But that was not the only grill. What's wrong with you people? But that, for some reason, that was the rule that they enacted. Here's the thing, though. Manager Mark decided to break this rule and had me be an exception to this rule. So I was allowed to still use the Mongolian grill just as well because I rocked the house and I did a good job with it anyway. I actually scraped it when I was done. I did the thing. We're going to get rid of. I don't want to get rid of any of these cards. Fine. Of course. He made that rule? I thought it was his managers making it. I'm not positive. It might have been him that made the rule too. So he made that rule just so he could break that rule anyway. Possibly. We're not sure. We think that's the case. But like, that's fair. He didn't deserve your attention, sweetie. Um, but the thing, but the frustrating thing about this is that it means, yes, special summon it, please. Special summon this dude. It doesn't matter. I'm about to fusion summon it off anyway. But the frustrating thing was that therefore, every bit of junk that was on that grill was the fault of my other benefited senior not being harassed by our manager to get out of the building sooner coworkers that I am doing better or as good as. They are the ones that are causing this buildup and making my life harder because they weren't the ones grinding on that grill for all day, at least 1 to 2 days. The deep clean is always rough. What is happening here? When can I do? Oh yeah, I remember that. You still have it? Yeah. Ugh. It's just it doesn't make sense why. I'm gonna turn this on because I want to see what they're about to do. It just he wasn't a great manager. Um, Found out not too long after I was gone. That manager was also gone. Um, he didn't make it after I left, and yeah, he was still there while my wife was there. I'm sorry for your misfortune, sweetie. You're welcome. But yeah, so yeah, apparently, so the university also had a catering group. They were not good at cooking as we were, as evidenced by the fact that there were occasions where they asked us for help, and when we went over to help them, they were very relieved to have us. We did the work very quickly and easily, and we were like, "Is that it? Are we good?" And they were like, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much." Like, I don't know if they just didn't have the experience of serving or whatever. I don't know what the deal was, but the job was not hard, and they were swamped, and we were like, "Oh, happy to help. We were bored, whatever." And hey, why did you get rid of my dude? Hey, I needed those dudes. Hey, jerk. But he became manager of the easy job, the not as complicated cooking job, and apparently got fired from that. I'm not saying me leaving was the catalyst of this happening. I'm saying that his performance did not exactly change while I was there, and then his position changed after I left. Coincidence? Uh, not saying it. I'm not gonna say it. Not gonna say it though. Just saying. Yeah. Which honestly is the best feeling thing for the whole time that I had been there. I honestly really appreciated my time there because despite all the BS, I learned about different dishes, different techniques. There was like an African night thing where different African nations were being taught about. This was being done like I think it was like the Africa Club or something. Um, well, no, they did that a couple years in a row. Yeah, I don't know, but like there was like an Africa Club at the university that that duel didn't count. We're doing it over. That like once a year for like a display, they did traditional dishes from the different countries within Africa. Um, they paid for the food. They got to keep the food, but it was basically like a little buffet thing for them to be like, these are our foods. And I learned a lot from a lot of different people. And because it was a university, you had a lot of foreign exchange students, not exchange, but you had a lot of foreign students there as well, and I learned different things from them. I learned dicketry from different kind of students too, um, and study of something. I don't know. Wow, but I genuinely really enjoyed that job. I enjoyed that job even more when Mark wasn't there to exist. But it was the kind of job that every recipe that I was given was an opportunity to learn how to cook a different thing in a different way. And in a lot of ways, I regret the career path that I took because it took me away from opportunities that I could be cooking right now for a living as opposed to computer work. Um, but because like if I had perhaps taken a different route in my career, by this point when I have a family, I would have hopefully earned enough pay raises and stuff that I would essentially be at the same place I am right now, just in a different career. Um, but yeah, just That place was fantastic for diversity of experience and just the experience in general. But man, he sucked. Like, and again, the naivety of myself at the time. Why is it so much Sword Soul and just specifically these two a-holes? Why so many of these two? I'm glad you're banned now. I'm glad. I'm getting sick of seeing your pretty pink self. You are so pretty though. But like I am getting sick of you. All right, patchwork. Um but it legit was a good experience. Um and occasionally I do miss it. I like the consistency of is this one of those use this fusion material you can then tribute add a nope, no it's not. All right, we're just doing this then. I like the consistency of the roll, and I like doing the recipes enough that you is this what I want to do? No, I want to do this. uh and I liked the recipes enough that like I kept stealing them. Legit. Like I like no one ever said like, "Oh, when you're done with the recipe put it back," because what they would do is like they would make rough estimates of how how much food they were going to be expected to produce, and they would then I think this is I am distracting myself, but they would reprint the recipe calculating like if the recipe was meant for 10 people and we were expecting 20 people were going to eat it, they would then like they had a program that would be like, oh, this is for 20 people now, and the program would be like, okay, setting this up for 20 people then. And so the recipe would be printed out cooking for 20 people. And so like we didn't have to give the recipes back, there wasn't a book, so I just kept them. And I would I would just keep them. And so like by the end of my 3 years there, I had this giant folder, like this giant hanging folder in my file cabinet, just stuffed of frequently dirty recipes because of course they were dirty. Um and just like my mom has them right now. My real life mom, not my art mom. Um and they're somewhere around her house, and it's like a bunch of recipes of like the different sauces we made, the different meals that we made, the different whatevers that we made. And sometimes it was recipes for like a sandwich. And I was like, all right, probably don't need this. But I just kept it. It was like, all right, I just would stuff the recipe in my apron and then take it home with me when I was done. And like, all right, that done. Like, so I just have this giant collection of meals that I could make, assuming my mother didn't like throw all those papers away. I honestly have no idea. You say she would never do that, but she may have accidentally done it. I wouldn't say that she would look at it and be like, "Ugh, Mark's things," and ditch it. Although I am still trying to figure out what the heck happened to all my video games she lost. That it is it has been a puzzle in my life since before our children were born, since before you and I were married. It is unsettling to a degree for me. It just disappeared. I don't understand it. And the worst part is, all right, chat. Let me give you some context about what I'm about to rant about. For the longest time, I had issues with hoarding. Not TV show levels of hoarding, but like frequently I would find like old cables and stuff like that, a bunch of extension cords, like charging cables to things that I didn't have anymore, that I don't know what they were originally for. And I would save these things in a box or whatever, and like maybe they would be useful in the future. And especially as I became more invested in electronics and stuff like that, maybe I can use these things, like strip them for whatever, and like, okay, like I can use this. But like, no, of course not. What am I going to use an old VGA cord that's supposed to connect to an old IBM computer? Yes, but those cords are necessary. That's different. Yes, they are. They are. I maintain those ones are good. Most of them are good. There might be a couple that are bad. We we probably should go through that box. The point, chat, that's one example. Another example is I compulsively kept all of my gaming systems with me everywhere I went. Every time I moved out of home, mulligan. Every time I moved out of home, this is definitely the last one for sure, chat. I'm definitely I'm definitely going to be done after this one, like I was done after the last three. Um, I definitely am going to be done. Um, like I brought the original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, like all of my systems, every single one had like 8 of them, I think. Controllers, every single you're skipping ahead. Um like every single, what is this? Special summon, blah 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 blah. Do I care? Target. No, no, no. This is not a good hand. Oh, yeah, special summon this because why not? Um, maybe this will let me. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, extra protection. Um, so I had all of these. I had all of these. Oh, I never did my jam message, did I? There we go. Um, so I had all of these video games just with me at all times, frequently playing them, never. And it got to the point, like I had like by this point, like just they were becoming a nuisance. And my mother on multiple occasions tried to stress, like, do you need these? Do you really need these? And I would keep and I would keep telling her, like, yeah, I want to play these games. And like she didn't pester me about it. She just frequently tried to. Yeah, yeah, basically she was side-eyeing me. Like she basically just wanted to make sure, like, do you actually need all these games? Do you actually need that box of things that you have there? I was like, yeah, well, I guess not. And like eventually I'm in Oregon. I am about to move to California and I am making the decision, you know what? I need to not bring all of this stuff with me. I make that decision. Okay. My mother was proud of me that I was making the reasonable decision that, you know what, maybe I don't need all of these video games with me everywhere I go, given that I am literally not playing them. Okay. Okay. Because especially at this time, I was mostly doing things on my computer. Um, okay. All right. Fine. Fine, Mom. Fine. So she had brought her. Were they married at this point? No, I don't think. Right. Okay. Um, so my mother and her then boyfriend. My parents are divorced. They are not divorced anymore. They have each, by this point, married other people. Scandal, scandal, scandal. And they they came to help with with the moving. What am I doing? If this is in your graveyard, if this is, boy, I wish I had that earlier. Let's send this main phase. Wish I had that target. All right, whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. Um, but well, poor planning. Oh wait, yeah. Is this what I want to do? Not really, not really. But this is what I have to do. Oh, really? We're doing this, huh? Rude. So, my mother and her then boyfriend are helping me get packed up. I'm going to be borrowing the boyfriend's moving thing that I packed all my stuff into. My brother's going to come bring a truck, like a pickup truck, that because he was basically close enough to me, um, and he's going to help me bring things down. Um, and while my mother and boyfriend were there, we made the decision like, okay, I guess I don't need all of this. So there were some things that I left with my mother and her boyfriend. They took it back to my mother's house. And among those things were things like my original Nintendo DS, my uh, Game Boy SP, my Game Boy Color, the cool purple one that like was see-through. I also had another one that was like a light green, and it had a whole bunch of games that I looked at online to see about replacing them, and they're like hundreds of dollars to buy a legit copy that's used. And all of these games went home with my mother, and I never saw them again after that. And my first conspiracy theory thought is that my mother finally took the opportunity to get rid of them. I don't think she would actually do that. Or at least I don't believe she would hide that from me. I think that if she would do that, she would just say, "Yes, I did it because of reason, reason, reason." She would what? Yeah, she's pretty forthright. If she was going to do something like that, I think she would actually do it because she has done stuff like that before. There was a shirt once upon a time that admittedly, yes, was full of holes. Too many holes. Half of it was holes. It was a really soft and comfy shirt, though. Like, it had holes because it got so soft that holes were just tearing into it because it went through the wash. Like, it, yes, it had holes in it. And my mother and my aunts were there at the time, were very vocal that they did not like the shirt. And at one point, keep in mind, I only wore this shirt at home. This was a home shirt. This was not a go out in public shirt. This was a shirt I only wore as like a soft comfy shirt at home. And my mother had asked me to go change because they didn't like how I looked in it for some ridiculous reason. Okay, fine. And while I was gone, I was in high school. They had taken the shirt and got rid of it. I never found it in the trash. I don't know what they did with it. They got rid of it, rid of it. It was gone. And I never got that shirt again. And they didn't do something cute like turn it into a throw pillow or anything. No, no, it was gone. And it was so upsetting because it was really one of those things of like I can't have nice things. It was legit. You're laughing. It was legitimately a very soft, comfy shirt. I can't have nice things. It was a very nice, soft shirt. Yes, it was full of holes. It was comfy though. It was comfy. I'm certain that if you were able to experience it, you too would be like, yes, this is a lot of holes, Mark. But well, I would hope not. Okay. Uh huh. Oh yeah, what happened to them? Woo. Yeah, we're just gonna let this kill me because I can't do anything against Barone. Um, yeah, that is the difference. Um, but yeah, like, so my mom would tell me if she would do these things. She'd say it with her chest out. um, so like, my actual conspiracy theory about what happened is her boyfriend did something. Yes, that is my theory. I have no proof. I have zero proof. But my mother looked. My mother searched that house. My mother looked everywhere. I also looked. There was an opportunity. Yeah, I had an opportunity to visit my mother. I searched that house. I found some things that were pretty far in the back. I There really isn't. There really isn't much space for anything. Um, which is why I'm under the opinion that it's her boyfriend slash her husband now, my stepfather. I hate calling him that. I've never called it to his face. Yeah. Well, he doesn't like kids. He likes his one kid, and she's on thin ice sometimes, I think. Yeah, I don't know how you don't like babies, but you're fine with kids. That man is on thin. I never want him alone with my kids. I don't even want him with my mom with our kids. I am always glad when she comes to visit and he didn't come with. Like I'm always glad when he is not showing up. Anyway, I think he is responsible for my games going missing. Look, maybe I'm biased. I think my mom deserves better than this man. She is allegedly happy. I'm not going to rock that boat. I think my mom would do much better if she was a lesbian. But right now, we we don't have that option. That is not an option for her. Supposedly. I don't know. You didn't know either for the longest time, but like supposedly that's not an option. All right. Fine. But like the point is, I'm getting off track here. I think yeah. It's and I don't say this because he would definitely do this. I say this process of elimination because what else would it be? What else could it be? Like honestly, what else could it be? There is not enough. Like my mother has a garage. She never goes in there. There's more stuff in there that was there when we moved in than there is of our own stuff. Like so what else? Like I honestly don't know. And it has driven me mad for the longest time because like yes. 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 It's been a decade and it still bothers me. Here's the thing. That there no here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because I had made the decision to leave these games with my mother. I mean, I think she also lost other things as part of that move, but like I'm specifically stuck on my video games. Um, she had she had always been of the argument of, you know, are you actually going to play these? And for the longest time, I had made the decision of like, yes, I will eventually. That's why I want to keep them. But eventually, yeah, I did come, especially because I was getting very involved with my video games or with my computer and doing things online. Like, yeah, I did eventually come to one banished card. Yeah, I'm gonna lose whatever. Um, because I did come to the realization of, you know what? Yeah, I guess I'm not going to do anything with this. Fine. I will leave this with you, Mother, because I'm certain I am not going to want to play any of these video. You suck. That was my last chance. You cheater. Huh? Oh yeah, and I was also moving to a smaller apartment, so like I needed to make space anyway. I did not have the availability to just have a bunch of boxes sitting in a closet somewhere. Um, so I had made the decision. All right, Mother, you're right. I'm probably not going to want to play these games. I'm keeping them for safekeeping, but you can do that. And like, okay, so like my mother was going to keep them for safekeeping. All right. Not only did she lose them, that we're blaming on her husband, but when I discovered that they were lost was because I had asked my mother about them because I got an urge to play one of my old video games. It's specifically The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. I suddenly, yep, and I wanted to play that game for you, and like specifically, we're gonna be done with this by the way, chat. Where this is getting, I'm gonna wrap up this story. So so many times in my life, I have been anxious and paranoid because of the what if. There have been so many times where I am paranoid about the what if because I was right. So many times that I did not spend money because like, oh well, what if I need this to pay for my classes, to pay for my rent, for pay for something. So I did not spend money on anything just in case, and I was frequently proven right. I would not have been able to pay for rent if I had bought movie tickets for a thing. Frequently, penny to penny. I kept those video games with me because what if I had an urge? but I had trusted my mother's judgment. And I was proven wrong. And she lost them. I'm not going to say all this is her fault. But she is the catalyst. Because she brought her husband into this. If she never married him, I'm jumping to conclusions here, but the point is, we're blaming him due to process of elimination. My voice is getting hoarse because of all this ranting. Process of elimination. It has to be his fault. I have no evidence for it. I think. All right. Hang on. Okay. I don't have a special ending screen chat, so we're doing this. Process of elimination. I think it's his fault. He held on to him. He sold them because he needed money. He really quick into my mom and his relationship. He moved in with her. He used to be living in an apartment. Now he's in her house. He also had the eye thing because he went fly fishing, and apparently at fly fishing you don't wear safety goggles when you're flinging around a sharp little hook in the air. Because you're an idiot. Who goes fly fishing without eye protection? Hey, fun fact, that little hook is sharp. I really hope I'm not about to wake up the kids. Alright, calm me down. We're cool. We're cool. It's my mother's husband's fault. Alright, now, chat. It's time to be done. This is the raid message. Alright. I don't know why it's monkey faces instead of the actual hearts. But there we go. Alright. We're going to raid out. I know you have no choice, but thank you for sitting here and listening to me rant. Let me see if... Sometimes I'm a little self-conscious about whether or not I have enough to talk about to keep y'all entertained. I feel pretty good about how this stream went. We did good, chat. We did good. Alright. Let's see if we can find someone who... Oh my goodness. Okay. We are gonna raid into... We're gonna attempt to raid into Mini. Because they... And by they, I mean Mini and the rest of the MMMM people. Oh. I didn't even notice that our music stopped. Like, how long have we been going for? Where's the timer? Where's the timer? Timer? Where's the thingy? Hang on. Do I need this or will it still work? I think it'll still work. Where is it? Where is my creator dashboard? Stream manager. Viewer. We've been going... So this... We've been doing this... Yeah, okay, so it stopped like an hour and a half ago and I just didn't notice the music was not playing. Alright. Well, what? We were talking. I was talking. Alright, we're going to raid into Minnie. Praise Minnie. She makes life meaningful. Will it let us? She's gonna let me raid her. Lovely. But the the 4M crowd is playing Helldivers. I hope that they are having a wonderful time and that I can shenanigans and simp my way into being able to play Helldivers with them one day. That would be really fun. Oh yeah, you're right. And I'd be able to add another M to it. It wouldn't be a girls' night anymore, but it would be a fifth M. That might count for something. So, we're gonna we're gonna raid into Minnie. Chat, thank you so much for being here. I genuinely appreciate those of you that have stopped in. I love you, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Good night, and have fun with Minnie.
Run out of ammo. Wait, can I bring it back? I cannot. Life is so
Hey, yo,
hard.
Mark, welcome in.
Play
Mark, for you
well.
too. Nice,
Just
nice,
throw a grenade
nice.
in.
Welcome in.
I fucking missed. Ow,
I'm gonna
fuck.
try again.
Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in,
There we
raiders.
go.
I'm
There's
fighting for
one.
democracy. I'm fighting for my life. Welcome in.
One.
No. Nice to
I
see you.
don't
Thank you so
know
much
if
for the
I can
raid.
do
Go
this.
check out the wonderful
Let's see.
raiders.
Can I take
Oh,
this
I also died. Heck.
Oh, shit.
Where's that? Let's
This
go.
isn't. Wait, are you guys all dead?
Did I go in? Hold on, I'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, I put in the wrong one. Oh, shit, wait, don't hurt me. It's hurting me. Okay, wait.